I'm from Nekota and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Ken Godler and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Rugby, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in National Light Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inai Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from La Paz. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Tonight, Corrections Service wants discussion on corporal punishment. Police to respond within 48 hours following reports of crime. A National Sevens player Pio Thuai charged with assault. The Fiji Corrections Service wants public discussion on whether corporal punishment should be reintroduced for violent crimes. Commissioner Commander Francis Keane says it's a sensitive issue which needs extensive discourse. Edwin Nund reports.
Reports of violent crimes have prompted the Fiji Corrections Service to speak up.
This was raised in our discussions in the review of our act, whether it's going to be accepted, whether we put it forward. We haven't confirmed it yet.
Commander Keane says the decision must be made by political leaders after thoroughly considering the law and human rights issues. Corporal punishment in Fiji was stopped in the 1990s. The Fiji Corrections Service wants you, the public, to talk openly about the idea. Is it something that Fijian society could accept? The Corrections Service is also acutely aware of human rights liberties enshrined in the 2013 Constitution and readily accepts if corporal punishment isn't accepted, they will drop the idea completely.
It's up to the government, it's up to the collections facility. Probably they must have checked with the UN or some big agency.
If corporal punishment is reintroduced, it will create a lot of anger for the prisoners. But if they are taught in a more biblical way in prison, they will realize the wrong they did.
Corporal punishment should be reintroduced because they have been warned about the consequences of doing wrong. Corporal punishment should definitely be brought back.
It's going to be the decision of government to give us the go-ahead or not give us the go-ahead, but be mindful of the fact. At the end of the day, what leaves the Fiji Corrections Service?
It's not something the Corrections Service has come up with overnight. Commander Keane was recently in Singapore and Malaysia doing case studies on how correction services are run. He says corporal punishment must have a rigid set of rules and guidelines. Edwin Nund, FBC News.
Police have assured the public they are making every effort to respond to criminal activities within 48 hours. Chief of Operations Assistant Commissioner of Police, Rusiate Tundravu, says among the many measures in place, they're increasing police patrols across the country. Maggie Boyle tells us more.
Already been charged and 4 that have been charged again today. We are pursuing for another 3. The identities have been known, and then just a matter of time that we'll round them up. Having measures in place so that these sort of incidents do not happen, and if it happens, the quick reaction time, response time that the police can round up the culprits. Increase in information gathering team.
Last week's terrifying carjacking, which left a family of 4 traumatized, has brought to light how daring criminals have become. ACP Tuindravu says the likely explanation is that these perpetrators work in groups and that they carry out these daring crimes in areas they're not known. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
National Sevens player Pio Tuwai has been charged with assault causing actual bodily harm. Tuwai appeared in the Nandi Magistrates Court this afternoon and was granted bail for $500. The court has issued an interim domestic violence restraining order against Tuwai to stop him from contacting the victim in this matter. There is also a stop departure preventing him from leaving Fiji. Tuwai has also been told not to reoffend while his case is continuing. The matter has been adjourned to November 11th. Around $400 million worth of financial transactions in the last 3 years weren't entirely legal. Rachel Nath caught up with the director of the unit, Razim Baksh, who tells us more about these illegal activities.
Criminals are using remittance service providers, foreign exchange dealers and some commercial banks for suspicious activities.
This increase is basically a reflection of the types of activities that were on the increase, and we had noted that in 2015 cybercrime related transactions were very much prevalent.
Fiji is a member of the Asia-Pacific Group on Money Laundering. They assessed the vulnerability of the economy and found things aren't all that bad.
There are gaps, there are weaknesses, and we remain vulnerable as any other country. But within our own context, within the risk that we have for money laundering as well as for terrorism financing.
Baksh adds another red flag for FIU is the black economy, which sees about $100 million in circulation. The Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority believes the value of the black economy could be much higher than expected.
About 1/3 of Fiji's economy is in black, and that equates to about $1 billion of tax revenue, which is not collected annually.
The Fiji Financial Intelligence Unit received 516 suspicious transactions last year. This is an average of 43 reports per month. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, elderly couple charged with rape of 14-year-old. And FRA hands over depot to government. Stay with us.
kita wani laki-laki lo menikoro daw vinakavia na va mambula FM ni ronto vinkarabi ben hilo po viroro ozo na mbula FM namba do na share
iyo mbula bina tangu peli undu taliten na porong mbula FM na wo
namba do ndina ngana mbula FM no suri mbula FM namba do en seri
mbula sia buni va ulambasa na da ko vila merikibi mbula FM namba do na seri talita itu ngai lampas.
Bula FM number 2 and ser.
Welcome back. This is F News. The Education Ministry is carrying out audits on a number of schools. Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy confirms this is a result of some schools being investigated by the Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption for misusing government grants. Pranita Prakash reports.
Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy has warned any deliberate abuse of government grants will not be tolerated.
If you find that there's issues of accountability, documentation, then we try to improve on it. But if we find this abuse, financial abuse, then we tell them to refund the money and step aside. And they would never be allowed to provide leadership to the school.
The ministry has been carrying out audits in the schools around the country. Dr. Reddy says audit on Vashisht Muni Institute in Navua has been completed after concerns were raised on financial matters during a meeting in August.
What we need to do is to undertake an AGM. So what we will do is our staff will go down, inform the community, then advise, and then call for the AGM. We'll follow the process. Those implicated will not be allowed to stand in the elections.
FICAC has confirmed the complaints of alleged misuse of government grants were lodged by the ministry and the public during FICAC awareness sessions. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
A 60-year-old farmer charged with 1 count of rape appeared in the Nasino Magistrates Court this afternoon. It's alleged the man raped a 14-year-old student in August last year. He has been remanded in custody. The matter has been transferred to the Suva High Court and will be called next Friday. The second accused in this matter will appear in court tomorrow as she is admitted in hospital. She is the wife of the first accused. 4 farmers charged with unlawful cultivation of illicit drugs appeared in the Super Magistrates Court this afternoon. Issei Mana, Tevita Mbakata, Kenny Soro and 31-year-old Saini Valati Korotini were arrested by the police drug unit in Kandavu last week Thursday. Prosecution objected to bail as the case is of public interest and the accused should not be allowed back into the village. The case has been adjourned to Friday for bail hearing. The Fiji Roads Authority today handed over its property in Lekutumbua to government after being left vacant for about 9 months now. Eleanor Tarangaiviu reports government now has bigger plans for this property.
Built in 2013, this $500,000 property belonging to Fiji Roads Authority in Lekutumbua housed the various contractors involved in the construction of the Namboa-Lundriketi Highway.
Since that has been completed, it's only proper that things would be handed back to government through the Commissioner's Northern Office, and they will from here on take over the assets.
The property seen here behind me will be converted into a fully fledged government station. Already there is a health center located here and other government agencies which provide essential services like the Births, Deaths and Marriages Office, the Biosecurity Authority of Fiji and Land Transport Authority will also set up office here, all as part of government's efforts to decentralize its services.
We also lucky that the Fiji Road Authority gave us the building, so right now it's just a matter of time, maybe November, just before the Prime Minister comes again, we might have to commission this space and have a fully fledged government station to service the rural people of Mbua.
The new government station will service over 7,000 people in 3 districts in the Mbua province.
The station will look after about 3 tikinas, tikin of Mbua, the tikin of Nabakasinga and the tikin of Lekutu. Since we are now in Lekutu now, and the 4 maritime islands that are normally serviced, they normally come for service here at the Nakandundu Center. They can come and do their service here and go back, rather than going right down to Lambasa.
A new district officer will be appointed to be stationed here. The new Lekutu government station is expected to be in operation by November. Eleanor Turangaiviu, FBC News.
The Agriculture Ministry is focusing on improving its mechanization program. Permanent Secretary Jitendra Singh says rice production has increased thanks to the use of new machines. Singh says instead of spending hours planting and harvesting rice, the machines are able to do it much quicker with less manpower.
They've been able to improve productivity from about 2.5 to 3 tons per hectare to about between 6 to 8 tons per hectare in some of those programs. One of the key components of the program has been mechanization.
The ministry is working with the Chinese government on numerous rice farming projects in Riketi. Sports is up next. Here's our man in the suit, Jamie, with all the very latest.
Nakajaki and good evening. In sports tonight, coaches being shortlisted for Fiji's 7th job and boost for Riketi ahead of IDC. This and more coming up.
मैं जुगेन नंबिलो तालिब से रेडियो फिजी 2 24 घंटे मेरे साथ साथ रहता है।
हम मंगेरी ताउका के ललित से हमारे दिल में और दिमाग में खाली रेडियो फिजी 2 है और सभी भाइयों से आग्रह करते हैं कि रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनना चाहिए।
मेरा नाम अभिनेश है, मैं निंदी का रहने वाला हूँ। मैं सभी समय रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता हूँ क्योंकि उसमें आईना प्रोग्राम रहता है।
हाय, मैं उमेश नसासा नाबुआ से। मैं जब
The Fiji Rugby Union remains tight-lipped on the number of applicants that have been received for the Fiji Sevens coaching job. With the advertised vacancy closing last Friday, the FRU is in the process of shortlisting applicants. Vasnil Prasad has more.
To the referee, he's sealing off. Filling the shoes of former coach Ben Ryan will be a challenge for anyone, and no doubt that has put extra pressure on the Fiji Rugby Union.
Next week, I might be able to sit down with the chief executive officer and see the number of applicants that have actually come in.
FBC Sports understands 4 overseas coaches have applied for the top job. FIU Chair Francis Keane, while speaking on the FBC TV's For the Record show, stated that the local coaches also stand a chance of getting the job.
Well, I said some of our local coaches have had some success in the international arena. You know, my good friend from Yasawa, Penny Vendraki. We also have some of our local coaches who've gone over to the Warriors competition, PRC, the under-20s. So there's a few of them around, but we'll see next week.
What happens next is yet to be known, but it's for sure FIU will name someone capable of replacing Ryan.
I think it's a big shoes to fill for the future Sevens coach of our country.
It's still unclear how many people have applied, what processes will they go through, and the biggest question is when the new coach will be named, as FIU Chief Executive John O'Connor is not willing to divulge any information at this stage. FBC Sports also understands why Celeste Revi is amongst those who have applied for the job. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The Rugby football team has sealed its first major sponsor for the Court Centre District Championships. National Hire has thrown its support behind the Northerners, who hope to give the big guns a run for their money at this year's tournament. Vashnil Prasad reports.
The ever-improving Raketi football side has promised to deliver some surprising results at this year's Inter-District Championship.
We counting our pool as one game at a time, so we not taking any team lightly. As you know, we got the three giants on our side.
The Northerners have been improving gradually since being promoted to the Premier Division. They received a timely boost from National Hire.
Sponsored these soccer boots, the outfit for the tournament, like t-shirts and bowler shirts and tracksuit for the tournament.
Raketi will play its second IDC and players are looking forward to the pool games.
We'll do our best in IDC and we are focused on this tournament and I think we can gonna create a history from this tournament.
And in this transfer window, Raketi has also roped in some players from other districts.
That is Krishnil Krishna, Vilkes Aswani, Sohail Khan, and a player from Ladoga, Charles William.
The side, which has a lot of potential to qualify for the semi-finals, will begin its IDC campaign against Nandi on Wednesday. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
We now cross live to Vashnil, who's with Raketi coach Johan Liwai. Vashnil.
Yes, Jamie, we are here in Nandera where the Raketi football team is camping. They just finished their last training session and they are back here enjoying and waiting for their dinner. And joining me here is Johan Liwai. Johan, how has been the preparation for the Raketi team as far as this year's IDC is concerned?
Preparation has been very good. After the game against Rewa, we've stayed back in Suba Monday, Tuesday till Tuesday, so that's 1 week. So we've been doing 2 sessions a day. And the boys have picked up on their fitness, and that is quite great. We've been working on our set pieces, and basically for the game against Nandi, that's on Wednesday, our game plan for Nandi. So just tomorrow will be our rest day, and then we are ready for now.
Raketi is not a 90 minutes team, probably you can say. They win against the other teams for about 60 minutes and to 75 minutes. Now, what ingredients have you put in these boys, knowing the IDC is a must win for them?
Oh yeah, basically that comes back to our fitness level, and we had a few of our senior players in the team who I did not bring for the IDC, but so I've got younger boys who have come in and filled the gaps they have left. We've got a boy from Latoka, Charles Williams, and we've got 4 players from Lambasa. So basically we covered every position in the team now.
There you go, the words from Johan Levi. So in some aspects, Raketi can be called underdogs going into the IDC, but you wait and see their performance come Wednesday, Jamie.
Thanks for that, Vashnil. Now, this year's Fiji International is shaping up to be its biggest yet. With a 4-day tournament to be broadcast around the globe, Fiji will be on display for more than 1,000 hours. Rohit Deo has more.
The tee-off to the biggest golf tournament in the region is just days away. Since its inception 2 years ago, the Fiji International has become one of the best in the Australasian Tour.
And this year we've become a co-sanctioned tournament with the European Tour, joining the second oldest tour in the world and becoming part of a tour played in 27 countries with 47 tournaments.
The event will provide jobs to hundreds of locals.
We engage with the local Fijian community notably in training an initial 300 local Fijian volunteers, now sponsored by the banking giant Westpac. And in engaging with the community on many fronts, we have sought to use Fijian labour wherever possible, to buy Fijian products and drive value back to the Fijian community.
132 golfers from 15 countries will be taking part at this year's tournament. This is the biggest field who will be battling it out for more than 3 million Fijian dollars prize pool.
Very excited about it. It's being our third year as well. It's been 2 years of momentum, and now with a move to the European Tour as well, the tournament is genuinely going to be bigger, bolder and better.
The tournament will be played from this Thursday to Sunday at the Natandola Bay Championship Golf Course in Singatoka, and you can watch it live on FBC TV. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Vodafone Fiji Mbati is racing against time to ensure it puts up a strong match against Samoa this weekend. The match will be played at Samoa's Apia Park on Saturday. Meanwhile, the Cronulla Sharks withstood a late onslaught from the Melbourne Storm to win their first National Rugby League title. The Sharks, who were beaten in the 1973, 1978 and 97 grand finals, won 14-12 in front of 84,000 spectators in Sydney last night. That's it from sports this evening. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Fiji's tourism earnings between April to June stood at over $370 million. Statistics released by the Bureau of Statistics states earnings went up by 9.8% when compared to the first quarter of the year. However, it is 1% less when compared to the same period last year. Apart from Australia, earnings from New Zealand and United States of America dropped, while no changes were recorded for the continental Europe. Blywater Investment Fiji Director Simeli Vatuwaliwali says his business sustained damage in Tropical Cyclone Winston. The raw businessman says apart from the business, his workers were also affected. Vatuwaliwali says their aim was to get back on their feet, and they could only do so with financial assistance.
I faced financial challenges trying to run my small business during the last 6 years. BSP Smart Business was then introduced, and this opportunity saved my business. It gave me
It was a warm and sunny day around the country with no significant rain. Lambasa was the warmest centre at 32 degrees, while Ba trailed at 31. The rest of the centres were mild in the upper 20s, leaving Savu the coolest at 28. Tomorrow will be another warm, dry and sunny day in most parts of the country. And looking ahead to Wednesday, it's expected to bring more sunshine and slight rise in temperatures. At sea, east to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate seas. Recapping the main stories for tonight, Corrections Service wants discussion on corporal punishment. Police to respond within 48 hours following reports of crime. A National Sevens player Pio Tuwai charged with assault. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Results from last week's poll question we had asked, should Fiji soccer hire another overseas coach? 63% answered yes. On to this week's question, and we are asking, should corporal punishment be reintroduced for violent crimes? To answer, visit our FBC website. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. Good night.
Yandra! I love listening to Gold FM at Golden Point Resort. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is General from Recreative Village. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic.
I'm Moses from Valeu. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Marita Manako. I'm from Kandavu. I like listening.